Who has booked into a timesheet so far? 1, 2, maybe, yep, 3. So we'll touch a little bit on the timesheets, how you book in, because we use timesheets for everything here. It's for golf, for social activities, to book tables at functions, a whole range of different things. So we'll touch on that first, and then we'll look at a few other things like registering you for Mysql, being able to download the Q's app, because then you can do, you may have found if you've tried to, I see one of the Q's app right there, if you've tried to look at our website on the phone, we do have a mobile friendly app, but our actual Q app is so much better. So we'll look at being able to download as well. I think on the list we had looking at where our first aid kits, etc., which is pretty easy, the emergency plus and first aid apps. So we'll have a look at bookings, and then I'll plug this into my phone, and then we can muck around on the phone and show you everything there too. So, I assume everyone has logged into the website at some stage with the details, so it's really easy to do it. So once you log into the website for the first time, there's a few areas that you'll go to. You've probably already done this, but we'll touch on it quickly. And that's the My Information area just on the top right-hand corner. The reason why that is good to look through, it shows you your house account. So we didn't touch on this in the orientation. We had 100 of complaints here, but so when you pay your fees at the start of every year, you'll get $250, which you can use in the bar and in the kitchen, to see how you're actually going regarding that $250. It's in the My Account section. So at any time, you would have, at the start of the year, you'd have minus $250 in this account, just right here, which basically means that we owe you $250. Throughout the year, you'll spend money on in the kitchen and the bar, etc., and that'll dwindle down. You can, at any stage, click on the house levy tab here, which will show all of your transactions in there. I don't have one, so that's obviously why it doesn't actually show on there. The third account, now the top one is your subscription, so that'll all be zero for you because you've all paid to become members here. Before you actually pay, that'll show a figure, but after you pay, it won't. And then the bottom one is what's called a top-up account. And the reason why we separate out these two, because the accumulated total of those two is how much money we've got to spend, but there's a reason why we have them separate. One is, the house levy is your original $250, and at the end of the year, which is the 30th of June, if you haven't used that, you lose it. So we have, in June, normally our bar sales are about 30,000 per month. In June, they're about 130,000. So we have a lot of people coming and spending $250 worth of wine and carrying out boxes. And so we will give you plenty of warning in June that you have got, whatever to spend. But just to let you know that $250 has to be spent in the clubhouse before the end of the year. Use it or lose it. The second one is what's called a top-up account, which means that you can put money onto your card. So if you want to keep, and we don't do cash anymore, so if you want to carry cash or your credit cards or anything, you just want to carry a member card, you can put $100 on there at any stage, and you can use that in the bar or in the kitchen as well. And the difference with that is that never expires. So it just keeps going and going, which is the reason why we separate the two out. The other reason why we have the top-up is when you start, and you probably already are, playing in competitions, etc., and winning, you'll get voucher amounts. So you might win A grade or whatever you're playing, and you'll get a $60 voucher amount. That money will also go on to your top-up. And again, that money will just continue on whilst you're winning. So, yeah, keep an eye on that, and just so you know how much you actually.
You can't access that from the app.
No, you can't actually. No, it's actually got to be via the website.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, it's not. by the end. My details, again, very self-explanatory. If you change address, change phone number, just update them there. They'll send us a note and they'll change it really quickly. My stats, again, some people really like it. It gives you, as you can see, my rounds are pretty ordinary, but it gives you, because everything is done now via Mysql and via the Tatlo looking ticket, the golf auto score, all your stats are recorded automatically. So you can come into this and see how you go on par 3s, par 4s, par 5s, on different holes, all that sort of stuff. So it's just something, a bit of fun for you to see how you're actually tracking. The other thing, and this is when we get into booking. So if you're playing regularly, every time you book into a timesheet, in my information, it'll appear in my bookings. So if I went into a timesheet, I'll do it quickly as an example. I'll just make sure that I delete it. So if I booked into somewhere, this will now show that I've booked into a timesheet. So it's just a little shortcut to show you what timesheet you booked into, what time, what day. If you're booking multiple, say if you're playing 2 times a week, or you're playing 2 times a week and you're going to one of our social functions, it's just a quick little guide to show you what you're booked into and at what time. So it's a little shortcut. TNet bookings, don't worry about that. That's more for public access courses, not us. My results, again, is just a shortcut into the results of the competitions that you've played. So if I play today, Tuesday comp, that will show in my results. And again, it's a really quick shortcut. Don't worry about match play. And the bottom one is my playing partners. So if we had, Lynn, Kirsty and Christine all playing together regularly on a weekly basis, you 3 can list yourselves as regular playing partners. So if I wanted to update that then, and I wanted to put Janet as a regular playing partner, I can just take away those 2, put those 2 in, and when I go to book in a timesheet, which I'll show you in a minute, when you go book group, it'll automatically put those plays in. It's just, it'll save you 2 seconds, but if you're playing with the same people, it's just easy to do.
So you've got to press save there.
Got to press save.
But you don't have to save. You don't have to pay them.
No, yeah. And the last thing on the My Information page is the leaderboards, just on the right. So this is the leaderboard for today. So we'll see how you went today, Faye, and you went today.
Way you have to go down a long way. Except there is a new member on top. So let's just consider this Kate. Kate, 32.
Kate, well done. Brilliant. So 16th, so brilliant. So
Faye, 32 as well.
Yep.
Susan, Kinney,
She's a new member. Yes.
Andrew Lee, new member.
So,
38.
which is great. So
Yes,
this,
Lee McLeod, 35.
nothing wrong with it.
It's easy.
35.
Anything over 30 is expected when
Exactly.
we're told here.
So it's just, again, it's just something to, you can see how you went basically regarding the field. So if you played in the morning, you played pretty well, or you just want to see how you're going, you can click on the leaderboard for the day and actually see how you're going. That'll be populated during the day when you submit the scores at the end. So there will be some at the bottom using Mysql that are just rounds that are only part way through. So that is there too. It's also, once you start playing in club competitions regularly, some of our events like the club champs, etc., there is qualifying for them. So you'll play in a qualifying round and you might have to finish in the top 8 for A grade, B grade or C grade. Again, it's just a cool little way to double check how you're tracking. So if it was top 8 and you're Janet, you know that currently you're, or maybe soon, you're currently in 6th point position, and you can keep a track throughout the day on how you're going. Or if you want to, if you're in B grade, same sort of thing. If you're, you know, Helen Elliott, and you know it's top 8 qualified, you can just keep track. So again, it's just a cool little feature that you can have a look if you're interested. Now, so the main thing really is getting you out on the golf course and playing. So our booking system is really easy, and I'll show you how to do it on the app as well. But on the website, the one thing to note is that our, you may already know this, and I did mention it on the orientation, but the timesheets open 8 days in advance at 8 o'clock. So if you're playing on a Tuesday morning, a Sunday morning, Saturday morning, you really need to get on 8 days in advance at 8 o'clock, because they are really busy, as some of you have already found out booking. It isn't generally as busy as what we are now, but with the peak of people not being able, we're a club that relies on people being overseas and playing. You know, we've got 1,500 members and we've got 1,200 playing members for an 18-hole facility, which is a lot. But it works because we have a membership demographic that likes to get away and likes to be away. So we've found in the last 12 months is that everyone's here and everyone wants to play golf. So don't stress if you're finding it hard to get into a preferred spot. It's not always right. But in saying that, you do need to get on 8 days in advance at 8 o'clock. The only timesheet that is not 8 days in advance at 8 o'clock is Sunday, which is 9 days in advance at 8 o'clock. Now, that means Friday night at 8 o'clock, which is a terrible time, but that's what it is. So Saturday and Sunday open within half an hour of each other. So Saturday opens Friday at 8 o'clock, Sunday opens Friday at 8:30.
Is that just because it's super popular, or is it just?
Well, I think originally we didn't want timesheet opening on Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Now, I don't know what it was on 8 o'clock. Saturday night is versus 8 o'clock. Friday night is, but that's the reason they brought it. It used to be up until 18 months ago, maybe 12 months ago. It used to be 9 o'clock in the morning every day, but it was changed to get outside of working hours and made to, we did a survey on whether people want in the morning or at night and night one. So, for example, and you have all booked into today, so you've all used the booking sheets, but really simple. So if you wanted to play, I'll use, now regarding the timesheets, at the moment, everyone can book anywhere. So you can play on Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday, whenever. You can go in and book a time. In 2 weeks' time, on the 4th of April, we go back to 2 tee starts. At the moment, it's just a 1 tee start, so it's basically through from, like 7:15 through to whatever, 6 o'clock or 5:30. And we did that specifically for 2 reasons. One, to take most advantage of daylight savings, and secondly, because we had car park works and we couldn't get double the amount of people in the car park at the one time. We've struggled to get the car park working sufficiently enough with only 1 tee start. So from the 4th, and I'll quickly show you an example. So I won't be able to show you too much. Bear with me for 1 second. So this won't look like yours, but I just want to show you what the 4th timesheet looks like. So this is the Sunday. Whereas you're used to being off the first tee all the way through for those people that have actually played, this is what it will normally look like after the 4th of April. So there's basically a morning and afternoon field. That's how we turn it. In the morning, it's 7 o'clock or whenever it's light, through to about 9 o'clock off the first tee, and then 7 o'clock or thereabouts through to again about 9 o'clock off the 10th tee. So we get, instead of spreading it out over the whole day, we get double the amount of people in the prime times. So, people look at between 7 and 9 as a prime time. So this will be very similar on a Tuesday or a Thursday or a Saturday or Sunday, whenever you play. And then the replica in the afternoon, so from 11 through to 1 o'clock-ish off the first tee, and then it's normally, it's a bit different on the Sunday, but again it's normally around 11 to 1 o'clock off the 10th tee. And the reason why there's a gap of 2 hours, 2 or so hours between the morning and the afternoon field is to make sure that they swap over. So the people teeing off the first can get through the 10th and play, and then the opposite way around. So from the fourth, that's the way it will basically be set up. That's a Saturday, Sunday timesheet. I'll quickly look at a, say for example, a Tuesday, which is the 6th.
Well, this is different again. Because
Oh, it's a wrong one, yeah.
yes, this is medal day.
Middle day. Right.
We're playing threes.
You're playing threes. Let's go Thursday instead. So again, 7:30 through to 9:30, 7:50 through to 9, and then the same replicated for the afternoon. So you'll see. Now to book in. It's really easy. As I said, most of you would have already done this, but we'll go through it anyway. So if I wanted to play on Saturday, as you can see there, the green means it's open. If it's outside of 8 days, it means it's locked. So tonight at 8 o'clock, the Wednesday timesheet will open.
Matt, I think when I first came, I didn't realise you could scroll right down to the bottom and
Yep.
sometimes find that there was green
Yep.
for a competition and so on. Because I'd say to people, how have you registered for this?
Yep.
And it's further, if you're further right, scroll down.
Yep.
Guest day, this coming Monday
Yep.
at 8 p.m. Guest day will open.
Yep.
So if you want to book a guest,
Is
come on.
next Monday?
It'll open.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
so it's
Yeah.
in your syllabus.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, if you want to bring a guest this
Yeah.
coming Monday at 8 p.m.
Yeah. So there's a few. That's the normal, the 8 days in advance, and then there's a few
For special
special
days.
days, like
Right.
guest days open. what's that?
Opening day.
Yeah, opening day open a number of weeks in advance.
Yes.
Yeah.
9 and dines open 2 weeks in advance. So the normal is 8 days, and then we have some special ones that
Just to
open.
confuse.
Just to,
Yeah.
just to make sure we never know what we're doing. So to book, and as of the 4th of April, when we go back to 2T starts, we also go back to exclusive times for men and women. So on a Tuesday morning is women's only before 12 o'clock. On a Wednesday morning is men's only before 12 o'clock. Since we've had COVID, and since we'll come back for COVID, it's whoever wants to play anyway. But in normal times, that's the way. We have one for women in the morning on Tuesday and one for men in the morning on a Wednesday morning. In the afternoon, again, it's anyone can play. So just take note of that. So for you ladies, it's a Wednesday morning that is exclusive for men, and then the opposite for women. Regarding our competitions, we have on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have separate men's and women's competitions. So you play against women. On every other day, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, they're all medley competitions. So you all play together. So that's also a bit of a difference. But again, I know there's a session coming up about competitions later, so I won't really go into that any further. So to book into the timesheet, it's really easy. Just go into open. So if we're playing on Monday, because I'm logged in under me, if I wanted to book at 8:27, all I simply need to do is just press the book me. It'll ask me for 18 or 9 holes. I'll play 18, and that's it. I'm done. I turn up here at 8:15 and play with Vivian, Grace, and Shu, which I think are all new members actually.
Not sure.
Not Shu. Vivian is, and I think Grace.
Grace is.
Yeah. So now the X will take me out of the timesheet. The plus will add equipment if I want equipment. So if I wanted to book a golf cart, I can book a golf cart. If I wanted to book an electric walk buggy, so we hire those electric walk buggies, with the remotes and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we hire them out as well too if you want to use them, or the motorised carts. If I want to do that, I can book that in easily. Just
Can I ask a question?
yeah, of course you can.
Real nitty.
Yeah.
So next to the people's names, I don't, what do those numbers mean?
So that's the handicap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if
Alright.
so you can see if I'm playing with Vivian, she plays off a handicap of 17, Grace plays off a handicap of 31, and Shu plays off a handicap of 31.
Okay.
Next to my name, it's got H, so that just means it's my home club. Some people have asked me, why does my name not have a number? It just means it's my home club. It doesn't. So if Grace logged in, I would have a number next to my name, and she would have a number. She would have a H next to her. So that's what it means.
Can I also add?
Yeah.
When I first joined and there were the red and the blue, I thought, Fanny, you're so thick, you're the only one with those marks. And I kept trying, I didn't understand. Yeah.
Only shows for you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, what is going on?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. And then the calendar puts in your Apple calendar, so you know when it's right,
That's good.
which is really easy. So I do not want to play on Monday. Oops. Oh. I'll just take myself out of there. Now, also, if I wanted to play between 7:20 and 8:18 on Monday morning, but all those spots were full, I could add my name to the wait list. So if I click on the wait list, my name will appear at the start. And I can pick what times I'm interested in. So 7 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock in the morning. If I add my name to the wait list, if a time becomes available in those times in that timesheet, it'll automatically put me in and it'll send you a message and an email, I think. Yeah. So if you can't play, obviously go and take yourselves out because it'll put you the next person in the timesheet. If you're playing on a Saturday, because we are so busy at the moment, and this shouldn't happen, but it does, so I'll let you know. Unfortunately, people, when it opens at 8 o'clock, will just go in and put 4 names in. They'll just go in and, because they know that they're playing, it's really busy, and they'll go and put their names in and then basically take their names out as the week goes. Because it fills up. On Saturday, it'll fill up within 10 minutes.
So they can put their name down multiple times?
No, just
Oh,
once.
no, right,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Alright.
if I wanted to book, so we'll go back to,
They could put anybody's, like, a member name, you see in there, or
Yeah.
a guest.
The plans.
yeah. So if I wanted to book a group, so I showed you how to book their name individually, but if I wanted to book a group at say 10:15, I just go book group. And it'll ask me if I wanted to play with my regular playing partners. Janet, you're one of them, but not today. To book a group in is really easy. I'm the first player. All I need to do is start typing in the name, the last name, of the rest of my group. And that's it. So we've got 4 now who are playing at 10:15 on the 10th on Monday. If I go confirm booking, then we're all in. So I'll do that. We're in.
Says that you're,
So
because you've got a reservation for a different time.
You're on the wait list.
yeah, so there's a few.
Greedy.
I'm greedy. So I'll go to the wait list. I'll take myself off. Oops. And then I'll go back to the timesheet and we'll do it again. So we're all in there now. You'll see that there's the X's and pluses for all 4 names, which means because I made the booking, I can take you 3 out. But because I made the booking, you can only take yourself out. So you can't take all of us 3 out. And that's what people, they'll put the 4 names that they regularly play with. So I guess getting back to my point, if your name's on the wait list and you're bit of the weight down on the wait list, you'll still get a game because there will be 30 different things that happen at the end of the week. You know, on Saturday, at the start of the week, our wait list will be 40 people, I reckon. But by the time it gets to the end of the week, throughout that time, it is annoying.
Yeah.
But there will be so many changes that you'll eventually get a game within your spot. So just, I guess, take note of that. Now, if I want to, we're not going to be playing, unfortunately, on Monday, so I can take everyone's. So yeah, I can book a cart for Kirsty as well if you wanted to use a cart. And just generally, you know, some of the people who have regular groups have a person that books it in. Not like that. The last thing to do is I'll show you is in regards to the booking in guests. When there is when there's not the add guest button down the bottom, it means that you can't book a guest in there. That's the fail safe plan. When you can't see that button, it means you can't book them in. The only way you can book them in is if you ring me or you ring the pro shop and we say that you can actually do that. So there is times when you can and can't book them in.
So what's the
So it's, at the moment it's before 12 o'clock.
can or you can't?
You're not supposed to before 12 o'clock, and then on, especially on Tuesday, and then on the Wednesday and Saturday it's before 3 o'clock. Yeah.
I mean, well, okay, for example, I booked someone in next week
Yep.
as a guest
Yep.
for next Tuesday morning.
Yep.
And
Went through okay?
yeah,
Okay.
should I not?
No, that's okay. No. It's supposed to be. It allows you to do it, so that's our fault for not setting it
Good
up
goal
properly.
fleet number.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I didn't realise that was.
It'll become more relevant when we go back to 2D starts.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Members first sort of thing. Yeah, which is fair.
So I'll just jump into, say, a 9 and 9. If we can. Which that's
Available? There's only one left.
we'll do the numbers. So if I wanted to book in a guest, you'll see this add guest button. And it's really simple. You go add guest, put the name. If you've got the golf link number, you put the golf link number in and press search, and that'll put all their details in. If not, just put in their name. The only thing you'll need to do the majority of the time is put in a handicap, whether it's 0 or nothing. It'll just ask you to put that field in. If I go add, that's in. Confirm booking. So I won't put that in. And so that's really the booking system. And as I said, we use this for all of our events. So 9 and Dine, if you booked in for 9 and Dine, it'll ask you if you're staying for dinner. And there's a separate catering sheet for that, which will look a bit like this. And then you would go book group. If you're, a table of 10, you just book in 10, book it under my name, confirm booking. And then that's, then you're locked in. You're saying I can't have more than 4 because there's only 4 left. There's only 4 available. Sometimes with our functions, we have them set up in tables. So if we've got a Bollywood night coming in May. Bollywood. So, that will be set up in tables. So when you go into that booking sheet, it'll have table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it won't be just book group because we've got to have the right people on the right tables. You will just go to a table and just book the whole table out for 10 or just book individuals. So there'll be a few different variations on that. Whilst I'm in here quickly as well, is looking at results. So if you've played in a competition, you'll go to that My Results thing that I showed you before in My Information. So this one here, My Results. But as you see, I haven't played in a competition. So to find results, it's really easy. It's just golf and then results. If I wanted to have a look at the results from say yesterday. Let's go to yesterday. Sunday, I'm not sure why yesterday's not up. Sunday, it'll have the blue results link there. If I click on results, on prizes only, it'll show me what the results are. So, depending on how many players are playing, it might be separated into 3 grades. So it might be A grade, B grade, C grade, depending on what your handicap is, or if there's only a small amount of players, it'll just, everyone's in one grade. Results, the winners, as I said, get the prizes, so $70, $45 and $30. That would go on to Chris's, Philip's and Charles's top-up account. That can be spent in the bar, etc. And then the rest of the players, all the ones after those scores, get a golf ball, which is not actually a physical golf ball, it's just a credit of $4.50, and that goes onto your Pro Shop account. Yeah, so the other confusing thing, like a lot of other things here, is that you do have 2 accounts for the club. You've got your club account, which is in the bar, which is where your top up and house account is used, and then you've got your Pro Shop account, which is in the Pro Shop. And the reason is because they're a contractor of ours. So, yeah, there's 2 separate ones. You can use anything down there, which all the balls, $4.50 credit of the balls, go to your Pro Shop one. And you can ask Simon at any stage, how much money have I got down in the Pro Shop, and you can use that for clubs or drinks or whatever.
If I was Chris McIsaac and I wanted to buy something,
Yep.
and I'd won $70,
Yep.
could I ask that be transferred to
Definitely.
the Pro Shop?
Yep. So anything in your top-up account, you can ask for it to be transferred down there. So you come to us in the office and say, I've got $100 in my top-up because I've won 3 competitions. Can I take that $100 out and put it down there? We'll print you out a physical voucher and you'll take it and walk it down there.
Can you do it the other way if you don't want to? Fair enough.
Yeah, he needs the money more than us. Let me just double check on a one that shows 3 grades.
Saturday, presumably.
Yes, so this is one with 3 grades. So as you can see there, you have a regular 3 grades on Tuesdays.
Always turn on the
We'll just check Tuesdays or Thursdays. That's probably.
roll on Thursday.
So, yeah, this is Wednesday. Again, just a quick example of if it's enough players, you'll be separated into 3 grades. So you'll be playing against the people of the same type of handicap of you. So, you know, you might have had 38 points off a handicap of 21, and a person off a handicap of 1 had 37 points, but you're not competing against that person, you're competing against the other people who have handicaps around about 21.
And does the grade thing change depending on how many people are playing and what their handicaps are? Or is it like, is there a cut-off?
It sort of cuts off depending on how many grades we've got. So if it's 1 grade, then everyone's in together.
Right.
If it's 2 grades, the handicap shift to take into account 2 grades, and if it's 3 grades, it shifts again to
Right.
take it into a third. So, yeah.
We have a different, yes,
Yeah.
because it's based on the number of women who on certain handicaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only thing that you will not have experienced at the moment is nearest to the pins. So on all the par 3s, there's a nearest to the pin little marker next to the green. So when they come back, which I'm hoping will be very soon, if you're hit the closest to the pin, you will get your marker, which is on the green. You'll take it, you put it to where your ball is, and then you'll write your name down on the nearest to the pin. And at the bottom of the results sheet, there will be the nearest to the pin is there too, which will again be balls. There'll be 2, so it's $9 that will go down to the golf shop. So that'll come back pretty soon, which you will see. The only other thing, just looking at the list, is the members directory, which is under it's under members home. Members directory is a list of all the members. So they're your details, Kate. That'll be your email address and phone number.
Yep.
Now, if anyone doesn't want their details on there, that's fine. We take them off. There's a members directory policy state that the only way you can use these is to arrange for golf events and for social events. So if you've got a business, you can't just send it out to all these particular people. It's happened before. So every, for when you're playing matches, etc., or you want to organise a game, everyone's is on there. Everyone's is in the syllabus. If you don't want it, some don't for different reasons, let us know. We take it off and hide it. So that's there as well. Now, I'll quickly, I don't want to keep you.
You can also book golf lessons.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
From here, so up the top, one of the bars.
Yeah. Which is just under golf shop, coaching.
Really selected coach.
Yeah. So all the coaches. Ben is probably our main teaching coach. Michelle, her image is not showing, but she teaches on Friday. She's great. Simon is Simon owns the golf shop. He's our head pro. He's our contractor. He does lessons as well. Narelle looks after generally our juniors. She's amazing. Some of the people who did the Welcome to Q stuff, she might have helped out as well. So you can it's very simple. You just book into there. Just use the software there. You can book a time, what type of lesson you want. It's really easy. People on one of their events. Whether it's 30 minutes, 60 minute, half day session, when you want it. So you pick that and then you continue and pick what day and what time, etc. and just put it in like that. There we go. So this is just some instructions that I've printed off to download the Mysql app. It's really easy. So through the App Store, download Mysql app. You need to create your own profile. So once you download it, it'll ask you to create a profile, which again, by using an email address, it's really easy. It's just an email address and creating a password, which will give you the Mysql. So we use two ways of scoring here. It's either through the Mysql app or through a menu card. This was sort of forced on us during COVID, and now people love it, so we don't go back. So as I mentioned earlier, you can pay $16.50, I think, or $16.49, which will give you access to wherever you can play. You can use the Mysql app. We as a club have paid for all the members to use it just here. So if you don't subscribe outside of here, you'll only be able to use it here. And it's really easy. So once you create your own profile, you search add a club. So I can add any club really, doesn't really matter. So add a club, say if you want to add a True. And they're there. What will happen when I first log in and try to score, which is why I'm having an issue with
You book yourself in.
so if I went to score competition and I was a member at the Tro, I would just have to put my username and password into them, and they would accept me as being a member, and I'd be able to score. So you will have your username and password that you log into the website, so just use that. Once you do that, it'll have score on a competition or score socially. If I was just playing this afternoon, I would select how many holes I want to play, 18, what tee I want to play from. So if it's gold, or it's green, red men, red women, because it's saying white men because it obviously recognises that I'm male, I'm registered as male, but
Not just that you're white.
yeah, that's a white man. Exactly. So if I was playing up the white tees, I could just start scoring. and then
That's good.
yeah, well, it shouldn't. It's well beyond that. So trust me. And then you can score. So yeah, basically it's just up and down how many shots you have. If you're playing Stableford, it'll automatically tell you how many points you've got, which is again, it's really
That's fantastic.
yeah, which is really cool.
And the distance?
Yeah, so
Oh,
distance.
love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah. So distance, which is in the top right-hand call, says 291 metres to the green, and that'll show you if you don't have a laser or anything. How
I sometimes get there, but I don't know
to see
how.
on the top
Mine
right.
hasn't had that. I've
So
just
as
had
I'm-
28 minutes in hole one, I haven't had the distance thing.
There. That's
No,
where.
mine doesn't show it up.
Oh,
Oh,
the distance is fabulous.
maybe your phone's too old.
So if I'm not,
Now, how do you then get on to the next part, the green,
This one, so I
The
just
physical.
tap on the 2 mid
have you got it?
281, see in the top right-hand corner there.
yes?
Tap on that.
Oh.
That's it.
So if I'm walking up to.
Yep. It'll take you where you are.
Do it again.
Yep. So if
Yeah,
I
Do it again.
if I walk
Yeah.
100 metres down there, I just tap that and it'll show you where you are on the thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
brilliant.
which is really cool.
I love
Oh,
it.
it
Yeah.
is, it's,
Patients are
That's
enabled.
what I've been looking for.
Yeah, that's right. And to simply get to the next hole, you just swipe right.
yeah.
And then again, how many shots you have, which will tell you how many points you've got. Easy. Keep going, keep going. So if going back to the start, if I wanted to add a player, so add there, put in whatever the handicap is, so 24, enter name, and start, remove, and then so we can do it for both. Again, it's really easy. Because you need to enable your locations on the phone. On the phone, because it's taking
That's
where
the
you're
next
like,
thing I was
yeah,
thinking of.
yeah. So that's why, yeah, it's looking for you.
Yeah.
So when you've got a competition, so that's how to score socially. See where the score competition is. So in the morning when you go and register, you'll register for the competition and then you'll just score competition and you'll do exactly the same. So every hole, you know, how many shots you are on a particular hole, and that'll score. And then at the end of the round, you just submit your score, you're done. That's all you have to do. It's really easy.
Can you do that even if you haven't got a handicap and can't get a handicap?
Yeah, you can.
Is it like that or not?
I'm not sure if you can do that because you wouldn't, without a handicap, you won't be able to register into the competition.
But if you go for the highest handicap, that's what should be actually.
You actually need a handicap before you, yeah. So in that case, you just do a manual scorecard
Yeah.
and then do your 3 cards.
Yeah.
They will give you a handicap and then you're good to go. Yeah, it's really easy. You can actually you don't have to play 3 AM holes either. You play 3 9 holes. You get your handicap off that. 6 9 holes. 6 9 holes.
It's good.
Yeah, it's really easy. So my score is really cool. It's really easy. But as I said, if you are a member of a couple of clubs, the second one is I'm not sure. So if I was a member at Latrobe and I went to score, I should be able to put my username and password in at Latrobe and that should work as well. But for some reason it's not, which I'm trying to work out.
But you can still do it if you're not a member, so if you just go to any particular golf club that might be registered with Mysql, you can use it.
Exactly, as long as you pay that $16
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's really, really easy. The other thing that I wanted to show you was the Q Golf Club app. So again, the Q Golf Club app, you just go to the App Store, type in the Q Golf Club, but don't do it now, do it tomorrow. Because only reason is I was mucking around for it so I could show you and we weren't showing up. So I had to ring Apple and our yearly annual thing we had to ring. So look, it means the app still works. So I'm glad you're here today because it means that I could actually do it. But anyway, once you download it, it'll come up Q Golf Club app, which is the one just there. It'll look like this, and basically you can do 90% of what you can do on your desktop via it. So you can log in, which I'm already logged in, but it'll ask you for your username and password, which is really easy. And then you can book around, which again is really easy. If I wanted to book for today's session, welcome thing, I just go into that, we show it at 2:30, 44 available, and I can just book me into the session, which again, cool, really easy. I want to book partners in, again, really easy. So we have push notifications, so if we wanted to advise you of something, we'll get a little push notification there. Members news, all of our members news and everything is on there, which again is really, so all the stuff on the website, our social media pages, so that's Twitter, our Facebook and our Instagram.
How do you log in Facebook?
Have you got a Facebook account? No, you don't. So that's our Facebook. We had a dog day the other day. So yeah, it's all on there. I won't go through all the things, but basically it's all on there. You can. It's another really cool feature. The bottom left hand is snap it. So if you're on the course, you see something really nice, take a photo, snap it, and send it to us. Using our social media pages and stuff, which is cool. But yeah. Anyway, and everything's all on the app, and it's really easy.
The course tour is really good.
Yeah, course tour is good. We're actually getting all the flyovers redone at the moment, so that should come up really nice. Just to remind everyone about the Emergency Plus app and the First Aid app there. Use First Aid. So yeah, Emergency Plus app just has our location just in case there is it's an issue or something on the golf course. It's just a really quick way to again, press. If you've got the emergency app, open it up, basically press 00 or whatever the emergency is, and go through to that particular department. It's a really cool app to use if it's of interest. And the other one is the First Aid app, which again is a cool one. Especially, we don't have many snakes, we have a few, so we will see some snake signs around occasionally because we are next to the Yarra. Again, this one's a really good one to have because it has bites and stings, snake bites, what to do, what not to do, all that sort of stuff. It's just something that's worth having fun there. And just quickly, I'll take that out. And before I wrap up, if you don't have any questions, this is just a quick map of the clubhouse. This is the ground floor, so the current floor that we're at. Just a couple of things. So first aid kits behind the kitchen in the cloakroom, which is just as you walk in. There's a sign that says defibrillator there, and a first aid kit there. So if you ever need to find it, there is also a first aid kit in the kitchen. So there's one accessible for the members and two basically accessible for the staff if you ever need it. Fire hydrants, fire extinguishers, etc. everywhere. The other one downstairs, there's a defib kit outside the pro shop as well. If you needed to use it, there's also one on the course toilets, on the course, and in the maintenance shed. So if anything ever happens, that's sort of where they are.
Maintenance shed is.
The maintenance shed is beside the lake, beside Simpson's Lake. So second, third hole.
Yeah.
Yep. And the big lake on the right hand side.
Yes.
Maintenance shed's just tucked up in behind that. You can't see.
Nice.
Yeah, would, yeah. It's just tucked up there. So again, there is a downstairs first aid kit in the pro shop and in the office. If you ever need to use it, just come and see us. First aid kit in the 8th on-course toilet next to the 8th key as well, and also in the maintenance shed if you're anywhere near that. area. In those, where the defibrillators are, there is also a list of first aiders, which includes basically most of the staff. So if there's ever an incident, yeah, by all means, just find one of the closest people. If you're not trained yourself, if you are, then the best person is on hand. So, yeah, that's sort of it, really. If there's any other questions, doesn't have to be specifically about what we've discussed, but any other questions with how you're going or what else that we can do to help,